In a caloric deficit, cravings hit hard. The instinct is to grab a handful of fruit, assuming natural sugar is a free pass. But fruit is not a free pass. Unchecked grazing on even the healthiest options compounds into hundreds of hidden calories that can erase a daily deficit entirely. This matrix evaluates diet snacks by comparing how full they make you feel against their caloric cost. Notice where a standard grape sits right now: high fullness, low density. That position is dependent on your behavior. If you stop measuring and eat handful after handful, that grape's profile slides into the red danger zone. You stop getting fuller, but you continue stacking calories. Fruit-based diets collapse when the shift from deliberate portioning to mindless grazing destroys the mathematical advantage of the snack. Getting those portions wrong has immediate physical consequences. A massive dose of sugar causes a rapid spike in your blood sugar. Your body responds to that spike with a cascade of insulin. Once insulin levels surge, the body prioritizes storing that energy, effectively hitting the brakes on fat loss. Complete restriction often backfires. Cutting out sweet fruit entirely triggers severe cravings that eventually drive you back to the pantry to abandon the diet. We need a structural middle ground. Today, we are calculating the exact daily portion of grapes required to satisfy those cravings without stalling progress. This portion must balance two competing forces: maximizing the physical stretch in your stomach using the grape's water weight, while keeping the total caloric cost strictly within your daily limit. Our first parameter is the dose. To maintain your deficit, you must strictly limit your intake to 1 to 2 cups per day. That translates to a specific unit count of 15 to 30 individual grapes, hitting a target weight of 150 grams. While 100 grams of grapes contains between 30 and 67 calories, sticking to the 150-gram limit keeps the total impact on your daily budget minimal. Securing that low-calorie count also delivers a metabolic bonus. Grapes contain resveratrol, a compound that supports fat burning, especially in conditions of obesity. To get that benefit, you have to accept the friction of active portioning. You need to pull out a scale or a measuring cup every single time you eat. Success requires ending the habit of eating straight out of the plastic bag. This fat-burning dose works when paired with measurement. The return on investment depends on trading lazy convenience for strict discipline. This timeline charts out our second parameter, the timing. Consume this measured grape portion immediately preceding a main meal, never after it. This timing leverages the physical makeup of a grape, which is 90% water. Consuming that much water volume on an empty stomach activates your gastric stretch receptors, the internal sensors that signal fullness to the brain. Triggering those receptors before you sit down for dinner forces a reduction in the portion size of the calorie-dense main meal that follows. This requires deliberate scheduling. You have to plan your snacks around your main meals rather than eating on a whim. Shifting grapes from a random snack to a pre-meal appetizer provides a mechanical tool for reducing the volume of the meal that follows. The final parameter is the format. Eat the grapes whole, with the skins, and never juiced. As long as the fiber matrix remains intact, grapes have a low to medium glycemic index score of 53. This results in a steady energy release that stays within the stable zone. Juicing removes the skin and shreds the fiber, destroying that slow-release mechanism. Without fiber, the energy hits your bloodstream as liquid sugar. Your blood sugar spikes into a red peak and then plummets, causing a severe afternoon energy crash. You must trade the rapid consumption of juice for the prolonged chewing required by whole fruit. The physical format dictates the metabolic impact. Removing the fiber by juicing removes the very component that makes the snack viable for weight loss. Applying this data depends on where your specific diet tends to break down. This flowchart branches based on your primary risk: large main meals or afternoon sugar cravings. For large meals, the pre-meal protocol's 150-gram dose fills the stomach, limiting capacity. On path B, grapes replace candy. Their stable glycemic index provides a safe substitute. The protocol is adaptable, but it only works when matched to your specific behavioral hurdle. We need a final reality check. Some dieters should avoid this strategy entirely. If you are a mindless grazer, someone who will consume 500 grams of fruit if a bag is left nearby, this tool will fail you. For the grazer, the slow release advantage of a low GI score is overmatched by the sheer volume of sugar ingested. If you fit that profile, stop buying fruit in bulk. Rely on single-serve pre-packaged alternatives to enforce the discipline you are missing. Grapes are a fat-burning tool, not an unrestricted food. Respect the math. Limit intake to 150 grams, eat them whole, and consume before meals to guarantee the result.